Hello, people of Earth! It's your pal, the Orbital Outcast, Rad Gnarly, coming away with another low-key broadcast. Today we're putting aside our usual gameplays to look at two short narrative titles to deal with mental health. Please join me as we experience Escort Yourself Out and You Used to Be Someone. First up, we're going to take a look at a title called Escort Yourself Out. It was developed by a UC Davis student named, excuse me one second while I pull this up, Violet Elder. The reason I'm kind of switching gears here just for tonight is I was thinking about how I puttered out at the end of last week's Hyperdot gameplay. Not especially puttered out more than, or sorry, not especially how I puttered out or how I lost my energy, or moreover why. And it was just a flash, a momentary mental flash of a former state of mind that dominated for years and sort of cost me those years in a lot of respects. And I was thinking, well, the normal thing to do would have been go back to the game, excuse me, go back to the game, conquer the last handful or maybe 10 or so levels that were ahead of me, and then call it a day. But I thought it might be more enriching personally, and hopefully to the viewership as well. Hello everyone out there, whether you're viewing live or in VOD, to get to share someone else's story, well, amplify someone else's story with my voice, I should say, I guess, small though my reach may be. And just sort of focus on the why as opposed to the resolution aspect of it. We'll get back to normal gaming tomorrow, don't worry about that, but just for tonight I thought we'd try something a little different. So we're going to take a look at this, which was a student project of, as I said, Violet... My word, why can't I bring this up at the same time? There we are. Violet Elder. Which sounds lovely coming out. Violet Elder. Anyway, this is Escort Yourself Out. I must point out that the game itself doesn't have any audio. The soundtrack is being provided by Kevin MacLeod of freepd.com. That's freepd as in publicdomain.com. Go there for thousands, literally thousands of free pieces of music, such as what you're hearing now. Alright, let's take a look at Escort Yourself Out. Oh, let me know if it's too loud, by the way. It's really starting to go for it at the moment. Let's go ahead and... There we go. Soften that mood a little bit. Alright, where were we? Oh. Oh. Hang on, you disappear. You come here. Escort Yourself Out features discussion of trauma, eating disorders, obsessive compulsive disorder, misophonia, depression, and victim blaming. You may quit the game at any time by pressing escape. I appreciate your interest in playing, but please take care of yourself. Now, I'm in no way saying that I'm an expert on mental health, but I have 20 years of experience sort of dealing with issues related to it, and I'm happy to experience someone else's story. When I was 12, I was a dorky, lonely kid, and some people took advantage of that. Because of some things that happened almost 10 years ago, I sometimes get this horrible twisting feeling in my stomach, seemingly coming from out of nowhere. Sometimes it's because of a song playing from some speaker somewhere in a store. Sometimes it's just a story somebody's telling me about a new friend they've just made. I think I'm lucky. My reactions aren't terribly bad. I feel like I'm always exaggerating. Oh, further insight. I feel a little bit like a liar because I think you might assume things are worse than they are. The point is, the moments still happen and things still come up, including those not tied to anything that happened when I was 12. Some of the things that come up aren't tied to a specific time or place at all. What I'm trying to say is some triggers are for my OCD, some are for my misophonia, some are for my eating disorder, and some bring up things I'm still trying to process. When some things come up, I feel like I have to be careful. I'm in uncomfortable, dangerous territory, and any misstep could lead somewhere bad. For a long time, I felt guilty about the things that happened when I was 12. I thought the things that happened to me were my fault. Let me just say, for the record, I was 12, and that's bullshit. Right on? No matter what age I was, that would have been bullshit. Right on? Blaming myself for the choices of others is only going to make the effects on me worse. I think I just have to work on being nicer to myself in a lot of different areas. I deserve kindness as a 12-year-old, and I deserve kindness now, both from other people and from myself. Everyday situations are difficult sometimes for multiple reasons. I deserve my own understanding and patience. It takes time to get good at this. I'll probably be working on it for the rest of my life. Ain't that the truth? While you're playing, you are the bigger one, who is me now. You are escorting the little one, who is me when I was 12. You can imagine them as yourself if you like, at any ages relevant to you. Use WASD or the arrow keys to walk. The other colorful moving things around you are triggers. You have to pass by them. Okay. The little bars in the top left corner represent your emotional energy and well-being. If they run out, you just start over. Think of it as trying again the next day. The little circle next to the bars represents your one chance to remove yourself from the situation or hide by pressing H. This returns some of your energy, but you can only do it once per level. As you pass by the triggers, you have two options. Just walk by and both of you get hurt, or walk by while holding down C to comfort your young self, and you both take damage, some damage, but less. Some of the triggers you will encounter are related to my OCD, some to my misophonia, some to my eating disorder, some to traumatic events. I'm not going to explain them because I'm not comfortable doing so. Thank you for your understanding. Well, in the spirit of understanding, without delving into their personal experience, I'm just going to look up, because I've not heard of misophonia, at least. Okay, certain sounds trigger emotional or physiological responses that some might perceive as unreasonable given the circumstance. Well, you don't have to qualify it like that. Okay, those who have misophonia might describe it as when a sound, quote unquote, drives you crazy. This is from the WebMD definition. Okay. I'm not thrilled on the phrasing of that necessarily, but that's cool. That's cool. I understand now. I appreciate learning something new. Misophonia. Like I said before, taking care of yourself and addressing your own needs takes practice. I've already forgotten. I think it's C to comfort, H to hide. It's even harder when you're using up all of your energy navigating triggering situations. That's true. Everyone only has a sort of a finite amount of sort of mental, what I call spiritual or like social energy, and like physical energy. Yeah, constant battle to try to top up and increase the reserves. Pardon me for a moment while I just take a quick sip of water. Still, I think it's going to be worth it. And now we begin. Alright, here we go with the beginning of Escort Yourself Out. Oh, hang on. Before I do this, let me get my big fat head out of the way. How rude. How rude. Pardon me for one whoops. Pardon me for one moment. Oof. Hang on one sec. Okay. Da-da-dee. Boop. Get rid of this one. There we go. Okay. Back to it. Apologize for the delay. Press H to hide and regain some energy. Hold C to comfort as you pass by a trigger. Okay, so we're in a grocery store, looks like. Oh. Seems we can move forward. Can only move forward. I wonder what... You deserve to look and exist like this. Oh. I suppose comparing them to other people. On sale, guilt-free, low-calorie ice cream. You never have to feel guilty for eating. Heck yeah. Never feel guilty for eating. This just seems like a sick person. It might be the sound of whatever it is. You're okay, keep walking, keep going. Made it. That green bar seems low. Is that the smaller person's health? Are we doing okay? Oh, made it. Alright, so certain songs or sounds. I love and care about you. Well, that's nice. You deserve to feel safe, happy, and loved. New friend they met online. Overhearing a conversation, I see. I'll stay with you until you feel okay. There we go. I want to make something clear here. Excuse me for 1 second as I move closer to read this text. I was cautioned to play this at 720p, and this might be the result of my not doing that. I want to point that out, that it's not a fault of the game, but of the broadcaster. Pardon me. I'm fighting a little something in the throat. I think that's got it. And I just need to do a quick check to make sure that I'm still yes, absolutely. Alright. I deserve my own compassion and love when I was 12. I just didn't deserve that compassion because I was a kid, though. I deserve it just as much as an adult as I did as a child. I will deserve my own love and compassion throughout my entire life. Last week, I struggled not to fall into obsessive cyclical spirals of negative thought. It sucked. Oh, got me. Like the temptation is not to look over there, or is to immediately look over there, and then you're greeted with the please don't look at me. I'm sorry. And now I feel the need to apologize to that text bubble. I need my own compassion and love just as much in the present as I needed it in the past. I hope this is making sense. Let me show you. Press space to see. That's a nice way to phrase it. I like that. Okay. So this is her at this age, also needing... Okay, I get it. Are you sure you're not just making this all up to excuse yourself? Who would fake this? You are a horrible person for even having these thoughts. Yikes. Your OCD is making the thoughts. What if it turns out that you've been lying this whole time? That's a common OCD thought. It's a lie. Alright. Successfully navigated. And now we're back to 12-year-old version. Alright. Well, someone else from class, perhaps. It's over and you're okay. It says, Gym now open, join today, get fit or die trying, personal trainers, 1 month free. You deserve to be happy as you are. Absolutely. Oh, jeez. What's that look? You don't owe anyone anything. There you go. Keep stepping. I don't think this game is going how I want. Oh my. Breaking that fourth wall. To a certain extent, I feel like maybe I don't deserve to talk about trauma or triggers, like I didn't earn it, maybe? That's obviously bullshit, but I always just compare my own experiences to how bad things could be, as if that helps me at all. I feel that sounds like a pretty common... I've heard that before. You're not alone? I feel like I'm trying to make the game be something that it's not, and because it's autobiographical, that feels like I'm trying to make myself be something that I'm not. This whole project was supposed to be about authenticity, and this game in particular feels inauthentic to me. On the one hand, I don't want to compromise the authentic expression of self I've spent the last year or two cultivating, just for the sake of a school project. I said early on that I would not ignore my own needs for this thesis, but repeatedly, I've done just that. On the other hand, I don't know what to do to make the game feel better. There's nothing that says a game necessarily has to feel good. I've played games that made me feel awful. I guess this epilogue is my answer. Talk openly and honestly about the fact that something about the game doesn't ring true to me. Okay. Let's get into it. Probably as a result of working on this game for the last few months, I've been thinking a lot about just making a Facebook post to discuss a traumatic event that very few people in my life know about, simply to claim ownership of it. Maybe I will at some point. I guess the important thing is that it's wholly up to me whether I do or do not tell people about it. I referenced it in the beginning of this game. Part of me knows it would be a great traumatic bombshell to drop right here. Part of me feels like that's me using my trauma to make a good school project, possibly at my own expense. Another part of me thinks, well, isn't it mine to use? I didn't want to do it at my own expense though. I don't want to do it at my own expense though. I don't want to share it just because I feel like it would be a good thing to share right here. I want to talk about something else though. I'm just gonna kind of talk for a bit, I think. I'm graduating in about 2 weeks. I'm in a wholly different place than I thought I'd be at graduation. For one, I'm graduating in 2018 instead of 2017. I didn't really plan to stay a 5th year. Also, I'm in recovery. I don't think I ever thought I'd be in recovery from my eating disorder. I just could not ever see there being a world where I wouldn't be so constantly fixated on my weight. There were so many things that I just didn't do in college because in my head I needed to weigh a certain amount to do those things. I used to plan out my life by what weight I wanted to be when. A lot of my goals for where I wanted to be in my life. A lot of my goals for where I wanted my life to be by graduation were tied to wanting my body to be a certain way by then. I apologize for my butchering of this paragraph. I have made so much recovery progress just in the last couple months. I probably weigh the most I ever have, and that's fucking fine. Absolutely. Absolutely. I just think I just kind of disassociated in order to get through a lot of the first year in recovery. It was too painful to resist the things my eating disorder was trying to tell me, so I just had to remove myself from the situation mentally. I feel like now I'm finally at a place, getting to a place where I can be present and happy and still actively resist. It's still painful, obviously, but it's finally at least a little better. I am butchering this. I want to talk about something else now. But first, I just want to say that recovery is absolutely worth it. To a certain extent, I don't think I could believe that when I was still deep in my eating disorder, but it's absolutely true, and I promise it's worth whatever you're scared you'll lose if you try to recover. Okay, moving on. There's a chance you're in school, person who's playing this. I hope this doesn't come off as condescending, given that it's about to sort of essentially be unsolicited advice, but I'd like to pass on some thoughts I have about school. If you are a student, I'm sure your experience of academia is very different than mine, because that's how experiences work. Feel free to disregard what I'm saying if it doesn't ring true to you. And just speak your truth. I wish I had prioritized my own happiness over my academic performance so much more in college. I put myself in pretty significant danger on a number of occasions just to get a certain grade, and that's horrible bullshit. And any system that encourages or demands that is beyond flawed. It's easy for me to say put yourself first now, when I'm so close to graduating and have little left to lose by prioritizing myself a little bit more in these last few days of my undergraduate career. I also have little left I can even do to prioritize myself more in the 2 weeks that remain anyways. I skipped class for the first time ever last quarter. I was taking the class pass, no pass, instead of for a letter grade. I was taking the class pass/no pass instead of for a letter grade, and I was not enjoying how the class was going, and I just didn't go. I've gotten sick 3 times a quarter, almost every quarter of my time at Davis, and have never stayed home. Freshman year, I took film studies class. There was a film screening section that met once a week in the evenings for up to 3 hours. Attendance wasn't mandatory so long as we watched the films on our own. I could never convince myself that attendance was, in fact, not mandatory, despite the fact that they literally told us it wasn't, so I always went. The quarter I was taking this class, I got pretty sick. I was scared of swallowing pills at the time, so I tried to avoid doing so I instead took children's liquid ibuprofen when I was sick. I was, and still am, also constantly scared of accidentally taking the wrong dose, so I'd always panic and call my mom to confirm I was taking the right amount of any medication. I think the only reason I don't need to do that now is that after 5 years of getting sick like 9 times a year, taking ibuprofen is kind of muscle memory for me. One day while I was sick, I was also really busy. I was out pretty much all day and I didn't have time to get back to my dorm room to take some more ibuprofen when my morning dose wore off. The film screening section was meeting that night, and we were watching a particularly long movie. It's probably worth mentioning it here that I cry whenever I get feverish. So I'm sitting in the back of this big lecture hall and we're watching some Italian film. It's a little sad, but not like cry sad. So the fact that I'm just sitting there low-key sobbing was absolutely weird and people definitely noticed. Oh dear. Drawing unwanted attention. Anyway, the movie eventually ends. I bike back to my dorm and go right up to my room for ibuprofen. I get inside, call my mom, and realize that I am fully out. I'm sure other people in the dorm have the normal kind, but I really don't feel up to trying to swallow a pill right now. So I have to walk across the street to Rite Aid to get more. The store is getting away from me. I get to Rite Aid, low-key have a panic attack in the store, go to pay, and as I'm paying, my vision starts to get spotty. I finish the transaction as quickly as possible and hurry outside to sit on the cold pavement until I feel like I can get back to my room without fading. Oh, cold pavement's great when you're not feeling so good in any capacity, socially, mentally, physically. Take a nice lie down, lean against a nice cold brick wall, something like that. Good on you. I feel like this might read like I'm trying to get sympathy or doing some weird bragging about the shitty things I've done to myself for school, or trying to prove that I'm not exaggerating when I talk about doing shitty things to myself for school. I don't think that's the case. I think I'm kind of trying to explain why skipping class last quarter was a big deal for me. I didn't have some huge good reason to skip class, it's just that I needed that day. I felt that I feel like I have to earn the right to take care of myself. Institutional education is often unforgiving and cold, and does not make room for people to attend to their needs. Well, that's true. They're not necessarily their personal needs. They're essentially there for their academic needs. But they do have programs, I would hope. It varies school to school, I would think, too. I got accommodations this year. I totally changed my experience of school. It's such a relief to know that I'm allowed to leave the room if I need to, put in headphones if I need to, take my exams in a private room if I need to. Oh, that's right. Right on. The process of getting accommodations through the university probably excludes a lot of people, including those without access to therapists who might write them referrals. If you can get accommodations, though, I would recommend it. Also, if you think you need accommodations and a therapist or counsel says they don't think you do, that's most likely bullshit. You know your needs best. New topic. I said in therapy this week that wow, we're opening up about therapy. I said in therapy this week that I kind of feel like I should be more anxious recently. You should be more anxious, but you haven't been. After all, I have a couple of big projects to finish, and then I'm graduating. I'm feeling pretty chill right now, though. Well, that sounds like pretty positive stuff. I think it's because I've been spending more time with friends lately. I always wanted my college experience to be all about spending time with people. I just never prioritized myself enough to do that as much as I wanted. I'm getting better at it now. I've had different priorities at different times, and I don't want to dismiss or write off the things that have been important to me any time other than right now. I just also don't want to feel like I've got to prioritize the same things always. I can change my mind and reevaluate if I want to. I don't really have a clear point here, I just kind of wanted to talk. I think that's okay, that feels more authentic to me right now than trying to drum up some nice, neat closing statement. Just sort of stream of consciousness. I feel like I might not really have the energy and stability to get deep into certain topics right now, and I want to respect that feeling. I was really getting down on myself about feeling like I was I was really getting down on myself about feeling like what I was saying with this game was contrived or inauthentic, and that's a hard feeling to have to address when you're talking about something so personal. It's hard to figure out how to talk about things in the way that feels best. I think just giving myself space to ramble a little bit has helped, not trying to make this game or my feelings into anything they're not, just feeling them and writing them down how I see fit. I think it's worked out. I hope I'm happy, like in the future. I hope I'm able to spend some time with people I love, people who make me feel loved in return. I hope I can help people somehow. I've thought some recently about what it would mean for me to be happy, what it would actually look like. It was a lot about routines and comfort. Swimming and spending time outside and spending time with friends and making things. That's something to work towards. Scheduling and routines and stuff are literally like the only thing that get me through my day, and though it may not look like it to those around me, I always have a mental list I'm checking off of things I'm doing. Mind you, they're only important to me anyway. Thank you for reading this through, and for playing any of my games in general. It means a lot. I hope you're happy too. Please feel free to reach out if you'd like to talk. Press Z to go. I think we've reached the end of our experience with Follow Yourself Out, so let us just excuse ourselves by pressing Z. There we go. Escort Yourself Out is a game made by Violet Elder in 2018. This game was made as part of my thesis project at UC Davis. It is one of 2 autobiographical games I made about my experience of mental illness for the project. Thank you to everyone who supported me in completion of this project. Unfortunately, I do not know what the other game is, or I would obviously transition into that should it be available for the public. But I currently do not. So that was Escort Yourself Out. I'm gonna bop over here and just, while I get the next game ready, I think what I'm gonna do is take this out. Take this out for 1 second and say if you or anyone you know happens to be suffering at the moment. I suppose this only applies to American viewership, but NAMI.org is the National Alliance of... No, hang on, let me do this. Let me say this right. I don't think it's Alliance. Why would you lie? Oh, it is. It is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. There are a lot of resources throughout all 50 United States that you can find for yourself. And that was Escort Yourself Out. Now, the next game we're going to play is called, excuse me one moment, You Used to Be Somebody. It is made by indie game maker Squinky, who is Diedrich Squinkifier. Ah, you signed this one personally, because I suppose it is a more personal title to them. Okay. I already feel uneasy about this one. The instructions was to move, left click to examine or interact. Let's go. This game is based on my experience having a major depressive episode. Please do whatever you need to do to be able to engage safely with this subject matter. Yes, I would advise viewer discretion as well. I probably should have done that before playing through the first game. This one seems like it might be a little more, I don't want to say sinister in tone, but certainly less pleasant. Or more, ugh. I was going to say more visceral in its imagery, and yep, this is somewhat disorienting. Everything is a 2D image, but slightly warping to be, hang on. The more time you spend in your cramped little apartment, the less you can stand your very existence. You should probably go outside, it'll be good for you. Supposedly. Okay. Oh, okay, I can also use arrow keys. Oh. Oh my, oh my. What is that, like a futon? Is it? It's flat though, but why does it... Oh, it moves strangely. Oh. Like, we're so used to our surroundings that it's just... Everything just blends into the walls. Blah. Oh, this is disorienting. Oh. I think I meant more unsettling than disorienting. It's not like I'm getting motion sickness, but it is a little... Okay. I guess things that get highlighted I can click on, so let's start clicking. Your parents, during their weekly phone calls, keep asking you when you're going to get a real bed. We'll buy you one, they say. You tell them it's fine, that you'll buy one when you move to a bigger apartment. You're not moving to a bigger apartment anytime soon, though. Not with what you're currently getting paid. And yes, you know damn well that you're super privileged for even having your parents as a safety net. Doesn't really help, though. In fact, it makes you feel even more guilty. I can understand that. Oh, laptop. When you get in moods like this, you used to be able to throw yourself into projects. Lately, though, you can't even focus long enough to do much more than casually browse the internet. It's like a part of you has died, and you're surprised at how little you feel regarding that. closet full of whatever. Most of your worldly possessions are stashed in here. Not that they're worth all that much. I mean, value is mostly personal, I find. Ooh, the bathroom. Big tub. He just went. Okay. No real comment about the bathroom. Oh, hang on. I can click on the floor? Oh, this carpet. Alright. You found this carpet in a thrift store. It reminded you of the carpets your parents had in your house growing up. The same parents you moved across the country to distance yourself from. Figures. Yeah. That sounds like a college stage, or closely thereafter, or a mid-20s move. Fishies? You got this aquarium because you figured taking care of some living creatures would help you out of this funk you're in. Is it, in fact, helping? You're not sure. Can I go look at them? I hear them burbling. Hang on, let me get closer. And then swivel. Close. And then swivel. Can't really do anything with the light, but alright. That's all that's over there. Let me turn around. Kitty rug. It has cats on it. Cats are great. Alright, so at least there's some joy in this person's life. Sometimes you wish you had a cat of your own, but the thought of being responsible for one makes you anxious. Oh no. Yeah, I understand that. That's why you have fish, you suppose. One sec while I double check that this is working proper lies. Yes. Okay. Alright. Yeah, alright, that's why you have fish. Fishies. I assume that takes us outside, so we'll do that last. Garbage. You feel like human garbage. Ha ha ha. It's a little on the nose, but I'll allow it. Sort of a sarcastic ha ha ha. You haven't actually used your stove in ages. It's not that you can't cook, you're actually not that bad at it. It's more that cooking takes effort, not to mention motivation. Yeah. Motivation is key. Nothing here. Disco Mart. Microwave. These days you can't even be bothered to heat up your food. Oh well. Well, that's not very... Oh. These remnants of a magnetic poetry set were here when you moved into this apartment. You left them on your fridge because they amused you. Everything is meaningless. The current contents of your fridge are as follows. Half a pizza with mushrooms, green peppers, and olives. A carton of almond milk. Some eggs. A bottle of sriracha sauce. A third of a bag of frozen pierogies. Some strawberries that are probably going to go bad soon. You're really not in the least bit hungry, though. That's a lot of food. Yeah, no hunger. Been there. Alright, you gonna do this? Yeah. Well, it can't be any worse than staying in, can it? Well, I guess we're about to find out. Oh! Oh! That's a lot of noise. Woohoo! Good job! You made it outside! Yes! Excellent first step. Every step counts. Ooh, it's very busy though. Okay, now what? Yeah. That's where we are? Overpriced apartments. Oh joy, it's a door to an apartment you don't live in. Okay. So that's just another house? You're not friends with anyone in that building, so there's no reason for you to go in there. Not that there's anyone in that building you want to be friends with, but still. Okay. Alright, I'll try to avoid dwellings then. Cuthbert's Coffee. Sorry, we're open. Interesting. Looks like the neighborhood coffee shop is open. Feel like going inside? Let's go for it. Maybe being around people without having to actually interact with them is just what you need right now. Sometimes that helps. That's why I spent so many years going to the movies. Or maybe even some caffeine would help. Worth a try, right? Yeah, let's give that a whirl. Oh my. Interesting barista. You spent time in many cafes like this one. Sipping coffee, laptop open, endless brilliant ideas floating out of your fingers, fascinating strangers mulling about in the background as you imagine their stories. Now you hate everything you write. What's the point? Everyone's seen it all before. Yeah, but the phrase, there's nothing new under the sun, is really old and cliched because it's really old and cliched and true. There are but two stories, comedy and tragedy. And as much as you miss the days you thought you were so brilliant and clever, the fact of the matter is, you're not. You're just not. There's nothing wrong with not being the smartest person in the room. Just work hard and do stuff you like. Like whatever's going on here, that's whatever that monstrosity is, you know. You should be quite proud of that thing. Oh, I can comment on each art. Art number 1. Oh look, it's an art. Aha! See? Right in step. Or rather, a poster of an art, most likely. You wonder whether it might be a good idea to acquire things to put up on your walls. Help the place seem like yours and all. It'd probably help, but, you know, motivation. Yep. Definitely feels that. I don't really decorate my personal space much. This one seems a bit crooked to you. Only very slightly, though. It would actually be better if you were more crooked, because then I might actually read as an intentional design decision. This jukebox seems to be stuck on some sort of loop. How apt. I'm just gonna back away slowly, because that's real loud. That bathroom sure seems to have been occupied for a good long time. Oh dear. Oh, these sounds. Oh. Wow. Okay. You used to have this one on a t-shirt. You wonder what happened to it. This probably doesn't fit you anymore anyhow. This one never fails to crack you up, no matter how many times you've seen it. Yay, a momentary emotion other than despair. Woo! Hey, we had that moment about cats earlier. Cats are great. You could have sworn this one didn't used... You could have sworn this one didn't used to be there. I don't know if that's tech. Then again, exactly how long it has been since you last walked in here? And weren't even paying attention at that time. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, let's get nice and close and have a conversation. Hello there, friendly barista. The impossibly upbeat barista asks you what you would like to order. Just a coffee. The barista enthusiastically and clumsily makes you your drink. It's not the worst you've ever had, but definitely far from the best. Oh well. Thank you for the mediocre coffee. I'm gonna peace. This cafe is failing to provide you with anything in the way of inspiration. You're done here. Alright, so we struck out at the cafe. We're not gonna bother. I'm just gonna do every door, I don't care. Oh joy, it's the door to an apartment you don't live in. Okay, let's stop doing that. If we're just gonna get generic responses already. But honestly, none of this even matters. Like, the extra decoration and stuff? So we... Alright, we live there. We're overlooking the Disco Mart. That looks like a person. Disco Mart. You could, you suppose, visit the local Disco Mart. How about it? I mean, raiding the convenience store for junk food never fails to cheer me up, so... You can always count on the Disco Mart to have something acceptable to snack on. Boom! Now you're talking. Not that you particularly feel like snacking, but who knows, maybe something in there will inspire you. Exactly. All food is comfort food. Oh, as soon as you wander inside the Disco Mart, you remember exactly why you hate it. Yeah, I think I get that. It feels oppressive. Everything is overpriced and harshly lit, and the clerk always glares at you. Ooh, that evil eye. You'd avoid ever coming in here at all, but alas, sometimes you have to buy toilet paper. And it's the closest place for emergency toilet paper. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, let's take a look around. Is that all inappropriate magazines? Oh no, it's stuff they have to blur. Used to read magazines like this in an effort to understand the kinds of people who bought them. That's just throwing away money. It always felt like you were an alien from another planet doing some kind of anthropological study. It used to be fun because you felt a smug sense of superiority, but now it just makes you sad. Oh. A selection of the Disco Mart's many junk food options. You're well aware that if you were to buy this literally anywhere else, it would be about half the price. And yet, what else is even open this time of night? Yeah. A dusty rack of discount Blu-rays, mostly mediocre romantic comedies and superhero popcorn flicks. Sounds about standard fare. Alright, let's check out the drink options. All this reminds you, you should eat healthier. You should visit an actual grocery store. You used to be able to visit actual grocery stores. What happened? When did leaving the apartment at regular people hours become so hard? There must be something here that contains a vegetable or a fruit, maybe? A selection of the Disco Mart's many junk food options. So, that was generic. You're well aware that if you were to try this literally anywhere else, it would be about half the price. Okay. Yes. What else is open? All this reminds you, you should eat healthier, you should visit an actual grocery store. Okay. Everything? There must be something here that... Okay. Just gonna cycle? Yes. Alright. It hath been cycled. Now we chat with Mr. Friendly over here. Well, hello there, kind sir. I would like to, buy snacks? It's always the same clerk, of course. Or maybe not. Maybe they all just look the same. Well, I don't know that you pay much attention to other humans. The clerk looks at you expectantly, waiting for you to buy something. Bag of chippies, please. You pay for your snack, consume about 2/3 of it, then end up throwing the rest in the trash. I mean, at least you ate some of it. Nope, you're really not feeling the disco this smart at all. So that didn't really do it. Juice Bro. OMG shoes. I guess we go shoe shopping. It's all just consumerism so far, though. OMG shoes. Too bad they're closed. Not that you even need new shoes anyway. Okay. Juice Bro. Is Juice Bro closed? You've had juice from this juice bar once before. It was pretty good juice. Just, you know, not $9 good. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Let them eat cake. This place supposedly serves good cupcakes. You've never had a chance to try them, though, seeing as they're practically never open. Maybe whomever owns them is having the same troubles you are. Nom noms. Nom nom noms. Well, the 24-hour nom nom noms is open. Want to go in there? Alright, let's check out the nom nom noms. It's not like anyone will actually see you, so hey, might as well. There's no shame in going to the 24-hour fast food place. Ah! You come here way more often than you'd like to admit. I should have anticipated something like that. You're well aware that the food is terrible for you and the business practices are exploitive. But times like these, sometimes a box of chicken nuggets is all you can get down. You know, it's a manufactured childhood nostalgia thing and you hate yourself for buying into it. And yet, that doesn't stop you. Don't hate the noise. Give me 1 second. This is gonna go silent for just 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down. The mastering on You Used to Be Someone. It is an independent project after all. Let's okay, that's at least manageable. I understand that it's supposed to be upsetting with how loud it is in here. Ugh. Okay, let me look at the... Oh wait, any other option? Anything else at all to look at? Nope, just this thing and the menu. Okay, let's do menu first. Look at Nom Nom Noms, trying to look more fancy gourmet than it actually is. It's Nom Nom Noms, you know that. Everyone knows that, so why bother? I mean, they're just trying to present their food in the nicest way possible. These seasoned fries look alright. If these were like fried pickles, I'd be down. Hi there. The teenager at the counter recites the usual chipper, "Welcome to Nom Nom Noms. How may I help you?" speech. Buy those nuggets. You buy your nuggets and eat them. They taste like childhood and vague regret. So much for that. Okay, well, we got some chips down you. You've had enough of this cramped, greasy place. Time to go back outside. We had a coffee. We had 2/3 of a bag of chips. And some chicken nuggets. I'm making sure they get fed at least. Life is not fair, financial services. Life is indeed not fair. Avocado toast. Seems like this place just opened up like yesterday. Either that or you've been holed up in your apartment longer than you thought. I mean, look at all these new places you can go check out, should you desire. Chez Pierre. Used to love going to nice restaurants by yourself. It was like you were taking yourself out on a date, so you used to say. Of course, these days, you can barely even muster enough energy to be awake when nice restaurants are open. Baby steps. Laundry queen? Oh look, the laundromat is open. Maybe you want to go in there? 1 second. Who needs to do their laundry? Not you, so why bother? Hang on, hang on. We just want to talk to this musician first. I'm going to get close enough so that the music is acceptable but not overbearing, and then I'm going to go ahead and have a chit-chat. Hello there. You used to busk back when you played music with other people. It was fun. Sometimes you miss it. You've thought about busking by yourself, playing either your guitar or one of your horns. I didn't see a guitar or anything in the closet, but you never managed to find enough motivation to actually do it. It can be big, and it's a big investment. You'll get there. Oh look, the laundromat is open. Okay. Now let's go check it out. Hey, maybe the laundromat will inspire you to wash the overflowing hamper of clothes in your bathroom. Well, you do need to do laundry. Or maybe you'll just keep wearing the same hoodie and pajama pants you've had on for days. Whatever. Let me just casually look down at what I'm wearing and not relate at all. Wah! Oh, everything is just an assault on the senses. When you went to live in an apartment without laundry, you figured you'd be fine. The laundromat's so close by, you said to yourself. You even convinced yourself it was all romantic and bohemian and such. What it really ended up meaning in practice is that you don't end up doing your laundry all that often. Because you have to... See, when I had to go to a laundromat to do my laundry, same thing. I would try to time it so that when I knew the laundromat was open long enough that I could do my laundry, but other people probably weren't there at the last moment to do theirs, so that I could get in and get out as quickly as possible with minimal social contact. Oh, there's so many. Oh, there's so many. Oh, are any of them interactive? Not a one, huh? Just a wall of sound. I get it. Oh, it's just meant to... Yeah. Too much, too much. Let's get out of here. That's enough standing around in the laundromat, you suppose? It's strange how no one is in here. Wow! That song! Alright, alright, alright. Buskers. Jeez. Back away. Hey, can I borrow your top? When you first decided to start exploring your gender identity and dress better, you visited a lot of thrift stores. They were great places to find dress shirts and waistcoats and blazers, which, at the moment, all just sit in your closet while you once again try to forget you even have a body to dress. Ridiculous hats! Oh, went out of business. Once this place did indeed contain ridiculous hats. Now, it does not. Astute. Qu'est-ce que c'est? What have we over here? Hang on, let me check on 420 Nuggetopia. Gee, those tinted windows sure do look inviting. I mean, they're trying to discourage theft. You used to love owning books and bargain hunting for them at used bookstores. Now, well, owning shelves of books is more trouble than it's worth. It makes moving a pain in the ass, for starters. Whatever you didn't end up donating to other used bookstores is probably still somewhere in your parents' basement. Yeah, absolutely been there. What's this place called? How do you read this? There's no pictures. Okay, that's a club and a bouncer. I'm gonna just scoot past them for now and come back. Just want to see what else is going on. Okay, Ministry of Cultural Appropriation. You've walked by this place several times and each time wonder what it is that people do in there. It's not like you're going to find out tonight though, or ever. That's strange. I don't exactly know what that's meant to represent. An aesthetic. You have no idea what this place even sells. And you certainly won't be finding out right now because it's closed. Perfect. The Blue Room. ASMR bar. Apparently this ASMR thing is super in at the moment. Not enough to be open at this very moment though. Okay. Yeah, I don't really understand that. ASMR stuff. Perhaps I'll do a stream of ASMR related content in an effort to educate both myself and others at some point. Cotton of the Seal. It's an upscale clothing boutique whose name means something rude in French. Oh! It's also closed. I see. I get it. That is rude. Nostalgia Land. Is that like an arcade? If this place were open, you could spend hours browsing tacky local souvenirs. Alas, it is not. I mean, that's a fun way to kill a day. Alright, we did everything but talk to you, so let's talk to you and see about this Cyber Club. Hey, Cyber Club celebrating Pride Month. That's nice. Hello there! I would like to enter the Cyber Club, please. The Cyber Club bouncer just stands there, more or less unaware of your existence. Not that you particularly feel like having anyone aware of your existence, but still. You've heard of this place. Apparently there's a weekly queer dance party, and it's tonight? Oh, what wonderful, fortuitous timing. Let's go. Want to check it out? Absolutely. Could be fun. Probably won't be, but let's do it. Well, as the kids say these days... Well, as the kids these days say, YOLO or something. You flash your ID at the bouncer, and they nonchalantly let you in. Thank you very much. Oh! Hang on. Wow. That hurt. There we go. My oh my. That was painful. As soon as you walk into the club, you realize exactly what a terrible idea it was. Oh. You don't know anyone at this dance party. Who would you know? It's not like you ever go out. Also, you hate crowds and noise, remember? Yes, the first thing I did was turn down this music to a respectable volume because it was an assault. Oh, look at them all. Oh. Okay, breathe deeply. What did they say it was? In for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, out for 8 counts. Something like that. Something to stay calm. I think I gotta keep going. It's gotta be something. This music makes you feel strangely old, as if it's some kind of in-joke that no one ever explained to you, but you feel foolish asking. Come to think of it, that's how you feel about a lot of things. Well, yeah, once you disconnect yourself for an extended period of time, it takes some doing to get back in. Oh, once again, you resent that these are the only places to meet people with whom you have anything in common. Not that being queer in itself means having all that much in common. Hi, yes, hello. I'm just gonna do a loop like I normally would. Okay, breathe some more. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Is there anybody I can talk to, or is it just... am I just meant to get out of here? Seriously, who are you even kidding? Look at all these people. Look at how much fun they're having. What's wrong with you? Okay, let's get back out here. Yes, getting out of here is probably a very good idea. Okay, that seemed a little overwhelming. Let's get out of there. Okay, I can turn this back up, though. Okay. My oh my. So I did not try the blue room. Seems to be our last location. Let's give this a whirl. The blue room. Apparently, they have lots of live music in here. You like live music? Well, you did at some point anyway. Maybe you want to go see what's playing? Okay, but that just means I'm gonna have to adjust the volume again. It could be just the thing. Let's at least try it. Who knows? Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll inspire you out of this funk. You like music, you play music, you like to write things. The blue room reminds you of various other venues you played in back when you were in a band. 1 second. Or or sang karaoke in, or performed impromptu slam poetry in. Wow. Regardless of what it was, you were good at it. It was easy for you. The smarmy bartender completely ignores you, all the while being friendly and chatting up everyone else. Whatever, it's not like you wanted anything to drink anyway. Whoa. Let me just... That's kind of a nice song, actually. Hello. Whenever you're at any kind of live music venue, you always watch the band. If anything, they're the people you can relate to, the ones who are there for an actual reason. You've always had a much easier time entertaining than being entertained, and you're not sure why that is. Alright. We checked out the blue room. You don't really feel like being in here anymore, it's just making you sad. It is kind of a melancholy tune. I think I need to head back home. That's it. I've checked everywhere. Goodbye. Just gonna go ahead, head back. Keep doing your thing. Maybe one day you'll play at the blue room. Do I want to bring something back to the apartment? Or go back to the convenience store for a drink on the way by? Coffee, chips, chicken nuggets. I think I want to go get a slushie real quick. Just cause that's what I would be doing. Yes, let's go back inside the Disco Mart. Let's make it extra awkward. Hi, I came back to buy more things. You continue to avoid social interaction with the clerk for as long as you possibly can. Oh, okay. Can't buy anything else. Let's skedaddle. Let's skedaddle. Alright, I think we did it. We made the rounds. Okay. We had a horrible time, but we still got out and did stuff. So, you had enough of being outside? Yeah, I'm done with outside. Well, at least you did something with your day. Absolutely! Sometimes that's all it is. That's all it takes. It may not have been much, and it certainly wasn't productive, but it was something. There! What a wonderful sentiment after all. I mean, every little step is a step in the right direction, I think. Ooh. And certainly going out at night and seeing what was going on enriched your life experience. I'm going to boop over here real quick and see if I can't get us back to that nicer music. Oh, there. Okay, let me put this back on. Whilst I go back to... There we are. Well, that's going to do it for me for tonight. I'm trying to evaluate. It wasn't about enjoying the game. I'm trying to think of it in terms of like, well, did I have fun? But no, I think that was time well spent. Certainly gave me some things to think about, like even just getting out and doing stuff, no matter how uncomfortable it made you feel. Especially through the presentation of this this depressive episode in the second game. I definitely identified with that. The first one, not personally, but I think it was still interesting. Though I didn't personally connect with it as much on a personal level, I still thought it was very interesting going through someone else's experience like that and being able to help in whatever small way I could, just by sort of, I guess, being there to listen, or in my case, read aloud. Hang on one second, let's just get back to the oath for right now. So I'd like to thank everyone for viewing, whether you're here live or whether you're catching this on VOD later. I'm going to go ahead and put this back up. If you or someone you know is struggling with their mental health, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, the website here, NAMI.org, is a great place to go for resources if you are in any of the 50 United States. Unfortunately, I don't have any international information available at the moment, but rest assured I'm thinking of you guys and girls too. The bundle that I got both of these games from tonight is the itch.io bundle for racial justice and equality. It's something ridiculous like 1,400 titles currently, maybe, for the minimum of a $5 donation. I'm going to post the link to it in chat there. And if you are so inclined, please go ahead and consider a donation. That's going to do it for me tonight. And I'll be back tomorrow night with part 2 of Figment, as we're going to try to help the brain deal with another traumatic event. Until then, though, I'm wishing everyone chill vibes and, for the moment, non-contact high fives. And try to be nice to each other out there, okay? Things are pretty tough as it is. And I want to thank both Violet Elder and Squinky for sharing their stories, or allowing me to share in their stories with their work. All right, ta for now. I'll be back tomorrow.